True transformation cannot happen without a renewal of the mind. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Mind over matter. If the pain of where you are never exceeds the pain of change, you will always remain the same. Through a renewal of the mind, and it takes a process. True transformation, mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.
Welcome back to the Mind Over Matter podcast. I am Canion.
And I am the transformation specialist, the one they call Coach Lynch, the best in the universe. Oh, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
See, I'm about to come up with a title because I'm Taylor the Genius.
That's right. Hope. The Taylor, you the baby genius. All right.
I'll be the baby genius. I don't mind.
All right.
I don't mind.
Can't
I'm
take my
still
title,
learning.
though, you know.
I'm still learning. It's cool.
All right. Hey, y'all. Listen, we're back, and I'm glad to have Taylor back this week because she was gone for a week. And Taylor, you know, Coach Lynch, Coach Canion, we did our thing, though. And
But y'all missed me.
we didn't miss you because this week we're gonna put you on the hot spot because we missed you last week.
They're not even trying to be sappy.
You ain't get it wasn't one email like, yo, we missed Taylor this week. We gotta get you some emails, Taylor. Make sure the people miss you, man. It's all good, man.
All right.
That was shade.
What we talking about this week, man? What's the topic, man?
All right, so the topic of this week are haters are necessary.
Ooh.
So we're gonna say haters are necessary. So what we're gonna do, y'all, is we're gonna talk about, I don't care, whenever you're trying to do something significant, successful, greatness, you're exploring greatness that's within you, you're just doing things that are great, you're always gonna have people that come out of the woodworks who are AKA called haters. And we're gonna talk about what they are, who they are, what they do, and how they affect people. But more importantly, I wanted to do a show on that because we got haters. You know, I have haters a lot.
They said a lot.
A lot. I mean, I do. I do because I've always gone against the grain. So a lot of the time it rubs people the wrong way. My attitude sometimes rubs people the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, so I got haters. However, I deal with them very differently now than I used to deal with them. All right, and so we're gonna talk about that today. So, but I wanted to get you guys' take on the subject before we really get into it.
Oh man, hey, yo, just like the title say, haters are necessary, man. I guess I was born with haters. You know what I'm saying? I came out, man, it just was like, this dude gonna be one to hate on. Let's just go ahead and start. Doctor started hating on me when I came out, man. He just was like, yo, man, this dude look like he great. What's up with him? Man, let's shove him back up in his mom or something like that, man.
So weak.
I'm telling you.
Hold on. We need to cut the tape. Hey, this dude said we need to shove him back up to his mama.
Yes. Hey, man, look. They called me the sunshine baby when I came out.
Oh,
man.
Lord, you was that light.
They call you sunshine baby because you extra light skinned. That's what it was.
I came out with a glow. They had to hate on that. They tried to put the blanket on me. I pushed that joint off. I'm like, yo, get out of this.
Who was it? The doctor or the nurse that hated on you?
Man, my mom and them told me, so I don't know. You know, like, I can't make this stuff up. They just passed the story down. They was like, yo, look, you came out. You know, I might have spit a rap when I came out.
I'm so weak right
Man,
now.
let's don't spit it.
Right, I'm just saying.
All right, Taylor, so you're a young person. I mean, haters are not exclusive to age. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Right.
Fresh out of college not too long ago. I'm sure you've had some haters because you always did something significant in college.
Yeah, I've always had haters. I think just how I look at them, like different people. No, let me say it like this. Something's wrong with everybody. It's kind of like when you meet somebody. I heard somebody say one time, when you meet somebody, it's kind of like, what kind of crazy are you?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I take that and I'm like, okay, so either you're going to influence my life or you're not. It's very easy for me to keep, I guess, that customer service smile, but still like block myself off
So in other words,
so that
you
you don't
faking
influence me.
You be faking when you talk to them.
Yeah, but I do. It's very easy. It's come very easy since I've worked in customer service so long.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's just easy for me to take what they're saying and either use it as fuel or just know that that's mess. That's not something I'm even doing. Like, they just hating for real.
All right, so before we get into some stories, 'cause I got some stories of haters, and what we're going to do is analyze the points of how people can actually use haters, why they're necessary, and how we actually use them. But what I wanted to do was kind of define what they are. Because a lot of times people think haters and critics are the same. Haters and critics are not the same necessarily. They can be, but they don't necessarily be the same. So I wanted to give you the Urban Dictionary definition of hater. I went in and took that down. It says a person that simply cannot be happy for another person's success. So rather than be happy, they make a point of exposing a flaw in that person. Okay? Hating, the result of being a hater, is not exactly jealousy. The hater doesn't really want to be the person he or she hates. Rather, the hater wants to knock someone down a notch. That's what the Urban Dictionary says.
You should let Taylor read that.
Yeah, I know, I broke it up.
Some cards.
It was Urban Dictionary, man. You know, I'm not. Taylor, you probably could have read it better than me. But anyway, I think haters are a little different. I think haters are people who project their self-hatred, self-loathing on other people.
That's good.
And what I mean by that, and it becomes a reflection of them. The reason I hate on you is because I see clearly what I am not doing.
That's good.
Okay?
That's good.
So that in and of itself means I hate that. I loathe that.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm envious of that.
That's
I'm
good.
jealous of that. Yeah. So now I have to do something. Because the truth of the matter is, the idea of hating on someone it means that their emotional system is disrupted. It's disrupted because there's something about you that makes me feel a certain way, so I've got to act a certain way. So that means if I look at you, Taylor, as a lot of your friends look at you and they see the great things that you're doing with results and this company that we're building, and they're like, oh, she ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, it ain't gonna work or whatever, because I've heard a lot of that myself. But really, they're looking at you and they hate the fact that they aren't willing to take the risk. They hate the fact that they aren't willing to step out there. So what do? Instead, they say something negative about you because I hate the fact that I'm not doing it. That's just my take on that, you know. And because people hate that, but that's a hater. Now, what do you think a critic is? What do you think a critic is?
I guess a critic is somebody who points out all that stuff, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they want you to lose or
right.
They want you to grow
right
from what they're saying.
Right. And that is the difference.
Or they just might not take a stance one way or the other. They're just maybe stating what they merely see or what they think is their perspective.
Right. But the intent is not necessarily malice.
Right.
Right. So their intent. So, okay. So on this show, we always transparent. So Taylor, I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell us about a time somebody hated on you. But before I do that, you know I always start with me.
Go first. Go right on.
So I got to start with me. You know, I'm always be transparent. I mean, so we can use mine as a story in how you actually deal with haters. Now, I'm not so sure that this person I'm going to talk about is a hater. They might be a critic. But looking back, I saw them as a hater. Okay. And so for me so I go back to my ex-girlfriend long time ago. I didn't marry her. She was a great girl. At the time, she was a good girl. But I never forget the day. Here's what she told me. For those of you who don't know in listening land, I turned down I graduated from college and I had a full assistantship to go to grad school. And let me tell you how deep this was. I had a full assistantship to go to grad school. They were going to pay for my room and board. My tuition paid for. Room and board paid for. Plus, they were going to give me $1,800 a month stipend.
You crazy fool.
Hold on. Now, at the time, I went to North Carolina A&T State University, and they were going to give me a scholarship at Northern Illinois University. And they told me, just come, right? All right. So 1 week prior to going, I decided that I'm not coming. I'm not going. Because I really, y'all, in my heart, I wanted to start my own business. I felt like, that was going to give me the passion, the drive that I needed, because I was through playing football, but football gave me a certain drive, that competition. And I felt like business would give me the same thing. So I decided not to go. I never forget when I decided it, it was kind of like a bird lifted off of me, but I told my dad. My dad had been in sales his whole life. And I remember I told my dad, and he called me everything but Ken. And he was like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, seriously. But I said, Dad, but didn't you tell me to follow my dreams? He said, yeah, but this ain't what I meant. And at that moment, I said, man, am I making the right decision? So I went to my mom. My mom was like, son, life is short. Follow your dreams. So I went to the girl I was dating at the time. And what she said to me stuck with me to this day, years later. So here's what she said. Her words exactly. So she had fixed dinner or something. One night we were over at the house. We were just watching TV, and I was telling her about this business I wanted to start. And she said to me, "You are just like my uncle. Always wanting to start a business, but it ain't gonna never work."
Shoot.
Now, when she said it, Lynch, it hit me like a ton of bricks, because at first I was like, I couldn't believe that came out of her mouth. She was like, yeah, he tried to start a convenience store, it didn't work. He tried to start this, it didn't work. He tried to start that. I said, but I hadn't even started anything. But she said, but you sound like him. She said, what you ought to do is get you a job and work for about 5 or 10 years, then start a business. And I'll never forget that day. I was like heartbroken. And I think I was heartbroken more or less because it was her. All right. And so at that point, our relationship started to drift. And I really saw her as somebody, as a hater almost. Even though she was close to me, because what people don't realize, a lot of the haters out there are people who are close to you. That means the people you're dating, your family members, people who are close to you. Because the truth is, those are the people that can hurt us the most.
Yeah. That's true.
So, all right, before we get into how we actually deal with the haters, tell me about a situation in your life where somebody hated on you, Taylor, that you recognize. I know you deal with them and you ignore them, but tell me about a time when they hated on you, because we got to tell people how to handle them. They got haters out there.
I think it's just because in high school, you already gonna have people who look at you crazy because everybody's odd in high school. Like, there ain't nobody the status quo, like, keeping up with the Joneses, as they would say. But when I got to college, I kind of had to put a halt to all that, especially when it came to haters and my feelings about what the haters would say, because I'm a journalist. So people always gonna have something to say about what I do, what I say, what I write. How I influence them in class. Like, even our JMC teachers used to come for us and they say, yo, you got to really watch what you say in these electives, because they're looking at you to, like, show truth. For real, like, whatever was going on in the world. So even when I was running the school's newspaper, everybody hated what I was doing. I can say that. And they didn't like the newspapers I put out. They didn't like the layouts that I created. They didn't like a lot of the things that I was doing. But one thing that I could do was I couldn't listen to them, because they weren't in the newsroom every night till midnight in GCV, like, sitting there with us. They didn't want to come do no real work. They just wanted to talk about what you were doing from the outside without even stepping into what you were doing. So it was really easy for me to just ignore them, because I'm like, still got to get done. I still got to run my staff. I do have to listen to them, like, I guess according to what was going on, different issues, but I got to keep pressing. But
has whatever hurt your feelings? I mean, it has to be somebody in your life that hurt your feelings, that you took it to heart. Yeah, you could sit here and tell me and Lynch, like, yo, it didn't bother me. Nothing. I want to know about the time that you got. I think y'all got to understand the type of person I am. The type of person I am, something only affects me, like, for that moment. Like, it will never drag on that whole day. I can't ever put that much energy towards it. Like, if something makes me angry, I can rant about it at that moment to you or behind your back, and that's it. I don't feel that way about it anymore. So, like, during homecoming, when I was running the school's newspaper,
I put out.
Yeah, tell us about that. Tell us
This
about
horrible
that.
issue. Yo, this joint, I can talk about it now and laugh, but that issue was horrible. The front page was ugly. It was supposed to be a magazine style. Nobody put in any real effort. Like, all of us, I would say each one of us editors who are in charge of our sections didn't put that much effort into making it great. So when alumni came, they were harsh. Oh, they were harsh. They came from my whole life. Of who all these executives from CBS in New York and everything. They came from my whole life.
Did they take any of it? Any of your life?
I'm still here to talk about it. But they came from my whole life. They kept talking about it, kept talking about how they hated it, how much they wanted it to be better. So, I mean, all I could do was sit there and listen because they were right. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't think they were critics. I knew it wasn't what I wanted it to be. Okay. I did know that, but I also
So how did you feel after they gave you all that?
I felt a little defeated. Because, I mean, shoot, you just spent hours on top of hours and
how's
days
the next
and
issue?
days. The next issue, it was better, but I also knew that, like, the caliber for the homecoming issue and, like, a regular issue wasn't the same. So, like, I had just messed up on a special edition. Like, I
So it hurt you?
Yeah, it hurt
Ah, so it stuck you, it got in your craw.
Not really.
And it doesn't mean, and here's the thing, it doesn't mean that it stays with you forever.
Yeah.
Because what you're able to do, which some people are not
Skip
able
it.
to do,
Yeah.
is, and that's what we're going to tell people how to deal with it. One of the things that we're going to tell people how to do, you were able to not let it linger, to actually use it, and to make you better. Yeah. A lot of people can't do that because they let it linger. They get some.
So let me ask you, like, well, what am I? Because, like, I'm probably like a hater on a daily basis when they come through. Like today, I'm telling the young man that his elbows are coming off of his legs when he's doing the move, right? Uh-huh. And we can clearly see that he not doing it right.
Right.
And he got it was the side lateral raise. I was telling him that you not. Your palms is coming out first before you turn them around. Right. And I'm clearly telling him, and I'm watching him, and I had to tell him, yo, listen, I'm not a liar. I was not sent here to lie to you, right? I'm not a fault finder. All I'm doing is correcting you right now. So I'm telling you God's the honest truth. Right. And he still tried to tell me, he said, I was doing that.
Yeah, I saw that. I was looking
so
right
at he said, nah, he said, I thought I was doing it. I said, well, you telling me I'm lying.
Yeah.
Like, you telling me I'm lying. So every day, so if I gotta correct you, right? If I gotta correct you, and a lot of times with these cats, what I do is I find the part that really, really bugs them, the part like the thorn, and I keep twisting it. And I twist it, and I twist it every single day. It's a part that, like, they just, like, I know this get under the skin. Right. I get him. And I just twist it, and I twist it, and I twist it. I got to be a hater. I got to be one.
Well, see, and that's a good point. So let's bring down to, are you a hater or not? Yeah. What is your intent for doing it? Yeah. What is your intent?
So are you a hater or are you a critic?
Yeah. Are you a critic? They're trying to make them get better?
Nah, right. I'm neither one, and neither are the hater or the critic. Like, a hater's not really a hater, and a critic is not really a critic.
Okay.
So now I'm about to get deep on them.
Good.
They really a messenger.
Woo!
You understand what I'm saying? They really a messenger, and they can't. The person, the individual that the message is coming to, can't separate the message from the messenger.
That's true.
That's good.
So they looking at the messenger and can't use it because they don't have a growth mindset.
That's good.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm telling the cat that you wrong. I'm watching you. I'm the example. I'm showing you how to do it, and I'm the critic, and I'm the hater, and I'm the messenger. So you can't see it because you too much in your feelings, all emotional with it, right?
Right.
You can't
and you hurt.
Yeah.
So now you can't grow from it because you don't have a growth mindset because you can't get past the fact that I'm correcting you. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so, I said I'm a hater just to say that, you know what I mean? I had to come in somehow. I was playing double dutch, like I'm just sitting over on the side.
You are.
Whatever.
That was good. It's a message.
I'm a hater.
Yeah, you're a hater.
You just said you are. You are a hater. I'm going to get the gym, I'm a hater. I got to hate in the gym.
But the truth of the matter is,
I want you to grow.
What you just said was powerful.
Yeah.
What he just said was powerful, and I want everybody to understand that. I like the fact that when you said, babe, really, I'm just a messenger. And the truth is, you can accept a message or not.
Right.
You know, you can accept the text message or not.
That's it.
And that's the
That's
part.
it.
So I like that because when you said that resonated with me because a lot of times people you make a choice
Right.
to accept that message or not.
Yeah.
And what happens is when the haters come and they tell you less than, what they're doing is they're just delivering the message.
Right.
And you decide to accept the message.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
That right there is pretty powerful.
Because you got to understand that. Look, we only grow when we have to develop new mental and emotional muscles, right?
Yeah.
So you coming in the gym and I'm gonna pick and poke at you because you come here to grow.
Right.
You come here to grow. When I find that little spot, that weakness or whatever, man, I'm twisting and I'm turning because I know for a fact that you only gonna grow, or that only is gonna happen when you face the challenges and the obstacles. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I haven't. I got to this point where I'm at now because of all my struggles, because of all my obstacles, because of all my critics, because of all my haters, because of all the messengers, because of all the above. Does that make sense?
That's
Right.
good.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do?
We're rolling now.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use this actual story, and we're gonna bring the 3 points in from this story.
Cool.
This story.
Cool.
So there was this guy that I'm following now, and he does this. He diets. He wrote a diet book. Okay. The guy was 450 pounds.
Okay.
So he lost 200 pounds. And
Congratulations.
no, I'm sorry. He was 470 pounds, and he lost 200, but he was still 275 pounds.
Okay.
When he wrote the book.
Okay.
So he wrote the diet book that was helping a lot of people, and because I was one of the people that he actually helped. But a lot of people will say, "Well, how are you going to write a book about weight loss and you're still fat? You're still fat." So he wrote a long letter, and the long letter, it hit me because, and I'll be completely transparent with you. When I was on The Biggest Loser and I started helping people, my biggest thing was, how am I going to help people lose weight? Even though I've lost weight, but my body is not looking like I want it to look completely. I still got fat on me, and I still want to lose fat. And I'm thinking, and it was something that happened. And this was about 10 years ago, about 8 years ago. Something that happened to me that said, "It's not about you." It ain't about you.
Yep.
It's about the people that you're going to help. Yeah. And when I took that mindset, it was totally different. But anyway, so he wrote this long letter, and he talked about how, people are cruel and talking about where he is. And he said, but what you don't know is the struggle that I've had to lose 200 pounds.
Yes.
What people look at is they negate what I've already done. They negate, they're thinking about what you're not instead of what you are. And so I was like, wow. And so when he wrote it, it was so powerful. I said, so we came up with what he did, and he took this, and now he sold even more books. Even more books. Hundreds of thousands of books about it.
So what happened was it became a crisis. Right? And that's God's chosen tool when he wants to elevate you.
Yeah.
It's when he wants to elevate you, he takes you through a crisis. Yeah. And that's to strengthen your character and, everything that you need, your wisdom and just everything you need to grow. And when you come out of that is when you go to the next level. But that's good stuff, man. That's real good.
So let's do number one. So for those people out there who are dealing with haters. A lot of y'all dealing with haters and you getting caught up in the stuff they're saying, at work. Like I heard one dude say, I got a YouTube channel. He's built his following up to 100,000. And he said that people write the nasty stuff. Some people say, you're too nice. Some people say, you're too mean. He's like, what I realized was I could never, ever please some people.
Right.
He said, so it didn't matter what. He said, why not just
please everybody?
He said, why not just please me?
Yeah.
Why not just please me? And he said, I started using all of that. So what we want to do is give the people 3 ways that they can use the stuff that these haters are saying. Yeah. So, Coach.
So you ain't got no haters, then you ain't doing
nothing,
something right.
Yeah.
You ain't doing something right. So we want to say we're gonna use the word producing. When you start producing, and when you produce in the right way, then you gonna get some haters.
You gonna get some haters.
You gonna get some haters if you producing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this couple people out doing a few things, but when you produce, then that's when they coming.
First P, you have to, when you're producing, that lets you know you're doing something significant.
That's right.
I remember that prophet named Cat Williams. That prophet named Cat Williams. I heard that.
Go ahead.
named Cat Williams said, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing.
That's right.
He said you ain't doing nothing. Because what did I tell you? Because the reason you're gonna have haters is because you're producing something. Right. You're using your creative genius.
Right.
You're tapping into that greatness.
Right.
And what happens is other people see that.
Right.
And remember I told you about the reflections?
Yes.
They hate the fact that they're not tapping into their greatness.
I love that.
They hate the fact, they loathe the fact that they're not stepping out, digging into what's inside of them and bringing it out for the world to see.
That's why family and friends is the ones that be hating the most, because they seen you and they came up with you and stuff like that, and they like, dang, why I ain't doing that? Well, I could be doing that too. And then they like, yo, or somebody might used to pick on, like they used to pick on Kevin Hart or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now he out there killing the game, and now they like, man, dude's a sucker, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Whatever, you know how they do.
They say he don't write his own jokes.
Right. They be like, oh man, he's a clown. Well, that's
so,
my favorite
a lot of
joke.
people don't write their own jokes.
Exactly.
Now I got millions. I can pay somebody to write jokes.
Thank you. Why not? Why not?
Now I can write something else.
Now I'm the most paid comedian in the entire country.
But what people don't realize is just like authors. You got these big pastors putting out 6, 7, 8 books. They don't write their own books.
Right.
But like I'm saying is, if I got 10 thoughts and I say, okay, put these 10 thoughts together, bring me back, I'll edit it, whatever. I mean, and they come up with a book. That's what I do.
Right.
I did on my second book. I'm telling you. But what happens? The hater's gonna always find a way. Because, but what a person when you tapping into greatness, you know what you find a way to do? You will say, well, how many times can I put out 3 or 4 more books?
Right.
What's the easiest way, or what is the most efficient way I can put out 10 more? 3 or 4 more books.
I gotta get more haters.
That's right.
I need more haters.
And so I can't put them out by putting pen and paper to every single thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Kevin Hart can't do tours writing jokes. I mean, he just don't have the time.
Right.
So it's funny, people out there got writers. Got writers who write jokes, but they can't deliver them like him. They can't move the crowd like him. So they write the jokes. He used the jokes. They get paid. He created another job. They get paid. He delivers and keeps making millions. Producing. I love that. I love that.
Right.
All right, Taylor. That's number 1. You got to be producing. If you're producing something, people want you. They're gonna hate on you. It comes with the territory. Expect it.
Right.
Taylor, what's number 2?
Number 2, perspective.
Okay. Number 2 is perspective. You got to have the right perspective. Now, what do you think? What does that mean to you, Taylor?
To me, the same way I flip it. So when so you talking to a hater, but I pick up on people's energy quickly, so I can already tell if you coming to me with something real or you coming to me with something fake. So it's kind of like you got to choose how you listen to the message, how you choose to use it. That's the perspective that you use yourself. So I was definitely in agreement with Lynch had said that message thing. But I know one thing. I wrote down Psalms 118:8 because it says, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." So that's just something I constantly use every day, because the moment that you give somebody that power to disappoint you, it's a wrap. You already given them that much power, and God already said you're not even supposed to trust them like that. You're supposed to trust that whatever somebody's saying to you, God had given them something to give you that message. Because most of the time, your haters are telling you some real stuff. And you really need to listen to it, because they're telling you the truth. They're giving you something that you need to hear, whether you want to hear it or not.
Right. So as far as the perspective, it's just giving you another angle. It's just giving you another way to look at something you probably didn't see, or you overlooked it. So a lot of times, like, we like to showcase our strengths. You know what I'm saying? We try to push our weaknesses to the side. We probably try to, sweep them under the rug, and we don't really, like to develop them like that. But the hater is going to pinpoint the weakness, like I said in the gym. Like, yo, as soon as I find a weakness in somebody, because, look, you got to understand, like, I hate to keep using these analogies because, I much more than this, but, if you're trying to work on something in the gym and, you want your chest to be strong, man, there's an opposite muscle to that. You know what I'm saying? And if your back isn't weak, then the chest, if your back is weak, then the chest ain't gonna be strong. So you understand what I'm saying? So you gotta work on both sides, all the way around the board. So you gotta understand that the perspective, and if you can't see that and all you wanna do is come in there and just work on your chest, you just wanna work on the strength or what you wanna strengthen up, then the weakness is it ain't it's not being seen, it's not being met. So we got to get to that.
Yeah, you got to be open to see the perspective. You can't just think, oh my gosh, she just talked about me. Why did she just talk about me? Like, you can't think of it like that.
No, that's real.
You can't.
And I learned that in the gym after working out with you, Lynch.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't gonna give you too many compliments, but
That's all good.
but I'm gonna give you this one though. No, real talk though. Like I done had bad knees for a long time, and I had knee surgery. And when we do legs, I don't really like to do legs, not because after my surgery it's really uncomfortable. But what I did, what Lynch made, what you made me look at is this right here. It's perspective, like you just said. You're like, yo, instead of trying to get involved in this ego thing. These fools trying to put 300 on squat, and then they don't even do them right. So that's why I said, you're right. It's perspective. So what I have to do is look at the areas that I'm not strong in, and still try to get better. Because when people say it, because you said it,
right.
And then I said, I want to get better.
Right.
So now I come every time, and every time I'm there, I always do what I can to get better.
Right.
And I notice my knees don't hurt as much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't.
So here's the thing. If you change the way you look at things, you're going to change the things that you see. When you talk about perspective, I'm going to say that again. If you change the way you look at things, you're going to change the things that you see.
That's
so
cool.
I gave you a different perspective when we talked about the squats. And I also told you, you asked me, you said, well, what's the difference of going all the way down and, me stopping right here? And I said, when you go all the way down, you involve your hamstrings and your glutes. And I said, what's the backside of the quad? Because if you only go halfway down, you're only working the front side, which is the quad. I said the backside of the quad is the hamstring and the glute.
Right.
And the only way for you to be stronger is the snapback. So I showed you about a rubber band. That's the further you pull the rubber band back, the further it's going to go forward.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to do the backside if you want to go forward further. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So when I gave you that analogy, you like, word. And then I was like, yo, why don't you go to 135? You was like, all right, I could do that. You was like, and you was eager to take the weight off. You was like, yo, let's do that. Because I want to see if I can go down and engage the stuff that I haven't been engaged in because I want to get better. Yeah. That's a growth mindset. That's a growth perspective. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And when you approaching stuff like that to challenge yourself and things like that, see, a lot of people, they avoiding challenges, they avoiding tension, they avoiding the crisis and all that type of stuff. And tension is a byproduct of growth. Like, you got to, in order for anything in this universe to grow, it has to be stretched. It has to be broken down. That's including your muscle. That's including your emotional state. That's including your mental state. You got to break that stuff down in order for you to grow. And people want to avoid that. So haters, they make you emotional, right? Haters, they gonna make you upset. So they trying to stretch you. They gonna try to stretch you. And
even if their intent is negative. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
even matter.
Right.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It's that's what it's for.
Right.
That's what it's for. And that's the way that's the perspective you actually have to look at it from.
Wow. That's good stuff. All right, and the final thing in dealing with haters, the final thing is we're gonna stick with these P's. All right, we're going to stick with these P's, and I'll say this. You have to keep it pushing, meaning you have to use what they say as fuel. Mm-hmm. Use it as fuel. Oh, that's good. Because a lot of times people, it's not so bad to have a hater. You know what? Here's the problem. The problem is when you stop after the hater does what they do.
Right.
So remember, the message, as they said, once the messenger gives you the message, if your action stops right on the tracks, all of a sudden you begin to go backwards. Because really the truth of the matter is you either go forward or backwards. Time doesn't stop. Age doesn't stop. Nothing stops. You either go
You know what? The truth of the matter is, though, like, you can't control how people treat you or how they relate to you, but guess what? You're not responsible for them.
Right, you're not.
So look, what happens to you is external. You know what I'm saying? And then what you do with it is internal.
True.
That's why I say use it for fuel. Use it to push you.
Right.
Take it, put it inside, use it to push you. Because if you stop, you're not using it for fuel.
True.
You're not using it as the push. They're going to give you momentum if you take it and you do the right thing with it. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, you can give me a certain type of food and I'll eat it a different way than you. People, one time, Karen, your wife, gave me a cheesecake. Right? She gave me a cheesecake, and a lot of people were like, yo, I ain't eating this cheesecake because this, that, and third, right? That week she gave me the cheesecake, I lost 6 pounds. I lost 6 pounds because I knew when to eat that cheesecake.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the way I use that it became fuel for me because right after the workout, I know that simple sugars were better for me to ingest at that time.
Right.
And then it opened up my receptor sites, that's right, so that the protein can usher in and repair and build the muscle faster than anything else. So what I do, I ate the whole cheesecake to the face, didn't give it to none to nobody. So I took it where everybody else would have said, nah, I can't take that. Somebody would have took it and threw it in the trash, whatever it was. But look, I took what the haters gave me. And I said, all right, bomb, the right time, the right way. I'm going to use this and I'm going to eat it. Boom. I lost 6 pounds that week.
Right.
Boy, you know what he's doing sometimes?
So you just look like this. He just look like this. I mean, that's good, though. This is good stuff, y'all. If y'all out there listening to this, I mean, straight up, I know people out there going to hate on you. And y'all, sometimes you feel alone. You feel like you're by yourself, but you're not. And the truth is that people are going to always say things, that are not conducive to positivity. It's just the truth of the matter is. I never forget, we're in this room, this funny, right there. Give me that, Taylor, right here, real quickly. You see that right there? What this is I'm looking at a plaque that they did of me when I was younger. And it was a full-page article on when I was in the paper, right? This was like fresh out of college, when I was this whiz kid. And do you know, I was so many people hating on me. Best because they gonna go broke. They gonna do this. They gonna do that. They ain't got no money. Because, and I thought to myself, and I was like, it seemed like they would be positive. But I really didn't care. I used it for fuel. And that's what we want people to do. At the end of the day, everything we do, use it. Yeah. Embrace it, use it.
You know what, Ken? I'm gonna tell you real quick. I don't know if you was wrapping up or not, but I just want to say that the reason why we're so good at this is because sports taught us a lot of stuff, man.
It did.
Sports taught us a lot of stuff. Like, we played on away teams. We went into other stadiums and other people's gyms and other people's fields where they were booing you.
Where they hate you.
They're hating. Yeah. And what is it? It's a distraction, right? It's a distraction, but what do the people that do it right? What they do, you gotta focus so you don't. Not the distraction. Forget about all that. Nowadays, when people if you see a basketball player playing now, they got these little phone things and they hitting them with it and all that type of stuff. So where fouls, people are supposed to distract you. You got a defender on you. You got somebody trying to hit you and bump you. They making kids practice like that now. You know what I mean? Like, sports taught us a lot, man. We even went into some of them opposing teams' places, and we got called racist words and things like that. So stuff thrown at our buses and stuff like that. But that stuff just strengthened us, because even in the streets, man, you got haters, man. You got stick up kids, you got all kinds of stuff. Stick up
you
got bros, that's out the way. I knew it was gonna get out.
So weak. It taught y'all tunnel vision.
Right.
It taught y'all tunnel vision.
That's true. We want to wrap this up.
Go ahead.
Anything you want to leave them with, Taylor?
Just remember, people are always gonna talk. Whether it's good or bad, people are always going to talk about Jesus Christ till the day he died, and they still talk about him today.
That's so true.
They're going to always talk about you, so whether you listen to it or you don't, just know they're always going to talk about you.
That's good stuff.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Anything you want to say, Coach?
Just for her, I just got to say a line. Yo, look, I like the paparazzi. I call them paparazzi. Yo, I call the haters paparazzi, man. Look, guess what they do? They take the pictures. Guess what I do? I just smile. I'm taking pictures right now, you know what I'm saying? But on a real note, man, listen, you got to separate the message from the messenger. I'm going to say that again, y'all. Y'all need to understand this. Separate the message from the messenger, and then you can get something out of everything, man, and everybody. Even if they come and they hate on you, just separate the message from the messenger, man. Haters going to do what they do. They're going to go for your weak points. They're going to pick and they're going to poke at it, because, like I said, I do that all the time. But instead of looking at your haters as people who sling stones or rocks, all that type of stuff, I want you to think of them as nuggets of gold. Ooh. Yeah, I want you to think of them stones and rocks as nuggets of gold.
Good stuff.
Because look, we was taught to, throw up the shields. You know what I'm saying? We was taught to sling them back and stuff like that. But look, if you put the shield down one time and let one of them gold nuggets bust you upside the head, it's gonna fall right at your feet and it's gonna be yours. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I got sometimes I got to bust him.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to bust him in the head.
You know what, man?
That was good.
That's good. That's good stuff. You just look like this.
Yeah, I just look like that, man. Actually, I'm the evil genius, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one thing about it, we all say we geniuses here because we were genius enough to come together to do this. If nothing else, but I want to leave you with one point. Only those who can see the invisible can do the impossible. Okay? I'll say that again. Only those who can see the invisible can do the impossible. And the truth of that is this. If you have a dream, a purpose, something that you see inside your own mind, God gave the vision to you. The reason a lot of times people can't see your vision, and my ex-girlfriend, she couldn't see my vision because God didn't give it to her. Right. He gave it to me. And God's going to give each one of you a vision. And in that vision, it's just for you. But what happens is only you can see it through your mind's eye. And because you can see the invisible, you'll be able to do the impossible. So no matter what other people say, no matter what other people do, just know that he has given you the ability to do the impossible because he gave you the ability to see the invisible. And that's it.
Dang. I'm going to have to rewind that to make sure you said that right, but that was dope. I can't even go behind that. I can't even go. We got to just play the song right
Right. I'm telling you. But subscribe to our YouTube. Review us on iTunes.
Listen, we want y'all, when we're trying to build our YouTube channel, y'all, we got to build our YouTube channel. Tell people about it. We need subscriptions. We're going to be putting up new content. I tell you, this next month coming up, we're putting up a lot of new content. So tell people you know to subscribe.
Yes, and if you got something out of it, man, look, pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go ahead and tag them in it or send it to them. Be like, yo, look, I learned this, or these cats is touching and changing my lives, whatever. If you got something, don't hold it back, man. Pay it forward. It come back tenfold, man. All right, yo, let's get out of here, yo.
We out. Well, you know your last thing, what you always say, if you don't mind.
Hey, yo, listen, man, if you don't mind, then it definitely don't matter.
But we out. We see y'all on the next one.
Mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.